long summer, Prince was born in the Manian Empire. The whole empire was overjoyed. The royal blood would be passed down. On the day of the prince's first birthday, mysterious and evil forces came to his bed. The prince disappeared that night. The Imperial Knights traveled all over the Land of Dawn, but found nothing. The king and queen were heartbroken. Sorrow engulfed the whole Manian Empire.
In addition to mortality, he inherited my valor.
The blood of the Empire is at my service. Dawn plan is almost done.
Stop fighting. Yield to me. Nothing involves me. Leah. So much for your escape! Escape? The Black Dragon bowed to my power in his previous incarnation. What are you? I'm the true master of this land! Face your doom!
At the end of the long summer, Prince was born in the Manian Empire. The whole empire was overjoyed. The royal blood would be passed down. On the day of the prince's first birthday, mysterious and evil forces came to his bed. The prince disappeared that night. The Imperial Knights traveled all over the Land of Dawn, but found nothing. The king and queen were heartbroken. Sorrow engulfed the whole Manian Empire.
In addition to mortality, he inherited my valor.
The blood of the Empire is at my service. Dawn plan is almost done.
power in his previous incarnation. What are you? I'm the true master of this land! Face your doom!
End of the long summer, Prince was born in the Manian Empire. The whole empire was overjoyed. The royal blood would be passed down. On the day of the prince's first birthday, mysterious and evil forces came to his bed. The prince disappeared that night. The Imperial Knights traveled all over the Land of Dawn, but found nothing. The king and queen were heartbroken. Sorrow engulfed the whole Manian Empire.
In addition to brutality, he inherited my valor.
The blood of the Empire is at my service. Dawn plan is almost done.
Stop fighting! Yield to me! Nothing confines me! Leah. So much for your escape! Escape! The Black Dragon bowed to my power in his previous incarnation. What are you? I'm the true master of this land! Face your doom!
end of the long summer, Fritz was born in the Manian Empire. The whole empire was overjoyed. The royal blood would be passed down. On the day of the prince's first birthday, mysterious and evil forces came to his bed. The prince disappeared that night. The Imperial Knights traveled all over the Land of Dawn, but found nothing. The king and queen were heartbroken. Sorrow engulfed the whole Manian Empire.
In addition to mortality, he inherited my valor.
The blood of the Empire is at my service. Dawn plan is almost done.
Stop fighting. Yield to me. Nothing can bind me. Leah. So much for your escape! Escape. The Black Dragon bowed to my power in his previous incarnation. What are you? I'm the true master of this land. Face your doom!
End of the long summer, Fritz was born in the Manian Empire. The whole empire was overjoyed. The royal blood would be passed down. On the day of the prince's first birthday, mysterious and evil forces came to his bed. The prince disappeared that night. The Imperial Knights traveled all over the Land of Dawn, but found nothing. The king and queen were heartbroken. Sorrow engulfed the whole Manian Empire.
In addition to mortality, he inherited my valor.
The blood of the Empire is at my service. Dawn plan is almost done.
So much for your escape! Escape! The Black Dragon bowed to my power in his previous incarnation. What are you? I'm the true master of this land! Face your doom!
End of the long summer, Prince was born in the Manian Empire. The whole empire was overjoyed. The royal blood would be passed down. On the day of the prince's first birthday, mysterious and evil forces came to his bed. The prince disappeared that night. The Imperial Knights traveled all over the Land of Dawn, but found nothing. The king and queen were heartbroken. Sorrow engulfed the whole Manian Empire.
In addition to brutality, he inherited my valor.
The blood of the Empire is at my service. Dawn plan is almost done.
Welcome back everyone to the JOYTIME Cup. This is another day and another exciting day for another MOBA Legends match. This time though, the match is going to be between Team Vandalish on the blue side and MOBA Racing on the red side. Both of these teams are in the lower brackets and they will only one will proceed forward in the next round. As it is just one match which will be deciding it. So yeah, with that we are already onto the ground stage right now. And looking at the bands, you can already see team on the blue side, Team Vandalish planning out the joy. And what will be the next band coming in from MOBA Legends? Let's see. Two of the most meta heroes being banned out here. There's Lucian as well, and as well as Joy. You know, the meta hero pool is getting taken out slowly by slowly, but you have only 6 slots. So you have to take into consideration the kind of draft that you want to go for before you pick up, before you ban out heroes. So let's see what the next bans will be coming in from Team Vandalish. They can ban out the Bruno, they can ban out the Sicilian, they can ban out the Fanny, the Hilda, the Khalid, the Hylos. So many heroes still remain open, in this meta. So let's see what they decide to go for finally. And it could be the Fanny, it could be the
Fight!
the Fredrin, you can ban out the Fredrin if you want to go for a Fanny. But instead they'll be going for a Hilda ban. Hilda is a very, very strong EXP laner in the current meta. So
Sir,
Hilda
what's your command?
Your
team is banned.
And consider in this current draft, in this current meta. So yeah, banning it out is also a very good option. But of course, on the other side, you do feel like if you're going to play an assassin, you don't want the Hilda to be there. So maybe MOBA Razor don't want to give over the Fanny to the other side. And that is why they'll be planning away the Fanny this time. And let's see what the next ban will be though. I do feel like Team Vanillish can ban out the Granger here. If you want to pick up the Bruno, the Granger performs good enough against the Bruno, so they might as well consider banning it out. But let's see what we go for here. The last ban in the of Mobile Legends. Mobile Legends could go for a Lela ban as well. I mean, these days Lela is very overpowered these days. For something unless it's done and that is why you can go
Always
for
on
the
the
Lela
way.
as well here.
Your team is
But
banning.
let's see what the Candelish decides to go for first. The Candelish, I feel like they might be going for something
Time
like
to take the field.
Matilda as well. Right? I
Your
mean, Matilda
team
is
is
a very
picking.
good brand because the Matilda is actually a hero that can be paired up with any other hero and it will work well. So yeah, we might be seeing a Matilda ban here, but of course they will be banning out the Matilda lineup. And with that on the other side, Mobile is banning out the Bruno. Of course, if you cannot deal with the Bruno, then better ban it out. And that is why they'll ban out the Bruno just for the first pick.
Only
Let's see what
love
Ben
and
decides to get. They
night
can
Your
go for the
team
are
is
Sicilian
picking.
everlasting.
if they want. And of course, they will be going in for the Sicilian. And with that, now Team Mobile has just get two heroes for themselves. So let's see what the two heroes will. I do feel like you can pick up I could say the
Experience the
Ranger here. I
youth.
mean the Ranger
Wipe
Your
out
performs
all
team
the
well.
is
injustice in the
picking.
world.
But of course, in this tournament, as we all know, the Chow has been one of the most popular picks in the JOYTIME Cup. And that's why the Chow will be picked up. And like I said, the Granger could be picked up here. And we're seeing Mobile Razer picking up the Granger for their side. And with that, let's see what the next pick will be though. I'm really interested to see how many, what the next pick will be to counter the Granger and Chow picks from the other side. And
Let's go.
it could be the I think it could be the Parats, the Hayabusas of the offensive developer. I mean, the Link could also be picked up here. Of course, the Link works very well. Ranger. Let's see if they decide to pick it up or not.
Let them play the hero.
Your team
I will be
is
the
picking.
truth this world desperately needs.
And with that, the first pick will be the Yuzong here. And along with the Yuzong, they decided to go with the Elite. Both of these heroes perform really well. But I definitely feel like that
This
Link could
time,
also be picked up here
the
Your
because we
choice
team
all
is
know
is
that
mine.
Link
banning.
counters the Ranger really hard. And for the last pick, they are going in for the Xavier. And right now, if Team Mobile Racing do not ban out the Link, then Vandalish can go for a snowball with the Link here. And even the Angela could work out so well because the Xavier and the Link, both of them are really good prey for the Link. And the Link, as we all know, likes to hunt down both Icarian and Ranger who really rely on their skill a lot
The
more.
Immortal One
That is
chose
why
me
the
to
league is
Your
vanquish
really
the
great
team
here. So
is
let's see
shadows that
what
banning.
they
plague
decide to
this
ban on
world.
the other side. Mobile Doesn't we are banning on Suyo here as their first ban. We do know that Suyo is a very good hero for the jungle right now. But of course, there are a lot of options which still remain open. Like I said, the Link could be a good option here. The Hayabusa could also be a good option here. And definitely, I feel like the Mobile Razen side should pick up the Hayabusa here. The Hayabusa could work really well against the Edithel and Sicilian, whereas the Link could work really against the Xavier and the Granger. So let's see
Muscle
what
of iron,
what the ban will be
Your
coming in
team
from
bones of
is
Vandalish.
banning.
steel.
Of course, they go with the Gatot Kacha ban, the tanky frontliner that you don't want to face. And that is why the Gatot Kacha will be banned out here. And on the other side, let's see what Mobile Raza decides to ban. Like I said, they could go for a Link ban here. But will they be going for that? Let's find out really quick.
My mission is to protect
Your
lives.
team is banning.
Yeah, and with that, the Last ban will be the high loss. The high loss is actually a good ban, you know, because if they pick up the high loss on the other side, Team Vandalish, then they can go for a straight dive in, and there will be nothing to stop the high loss, you know, because you do have the Xavier as well. So the Xavier could be coming in really
Your
handy.
team is picking.
So that is why I feel like the Xavier could do a really good job here. I mean, the Hylos could be a really good ban here, and of course, we can also go for bans like the. Okay, the Hayabusa has been banned out here. As I said, Team Vandalish, the only weakness that they could find on the other side if they pick up a Hayabusa, and that is why they'll be banning out a Hayabusa. But now MOBA and Razen, if they do not pick up the link, because they have not banned it, so if they do not pick up the link, then it will be really hard for them. Because Vandalish, if they pick up the link right now, the Xavier and
Your
Ranger
team
will be
is
just
picking.
food for the link. So they will be picking up the link here, and now it will be really interesting to see what Vandalish will pick up here. Because now you don't have the link for yourself. I mean, the Link could do a really good job against the Sicilian and the Irithel as well, but there are ways to counter this guy.
I fear no Kraken,
But of course,
for I
now
am the
it will be the
invincible
turn of
Lancelot.
it will be the turn of Vandalish to pick up a hero, and they will be going in for the Lancelot. The Lancelot also does a pretty good job going up against the Xavier, and of course, as an assassin, it could do a good job against the Granger as well. But of course, it has to be played right. And the last pick coming in from Team Vandalish. What will it be? Will it be a support, or will it
back
be
to your crypt with your
tank
minions.
for the roamer section? Really curious to see what the tank will be. I mean, they could go for a Tigreal. Okay, like I said, Tigreal.
Kai enters the scene.
The Tigreal could provide good setups here, but instead, oh my god, instantly locking in on the Akai. MOBA Razen is completely out of their mind here. They are so good at doing their draft. That is why now the enemy will be denied of the link, and they will be able to go for a Tigreal. And with that being said, we are headed into the Night of Dawn. It's the first match of JOYTIME Cup between both the teams, Team Ryzen and Team MOBA Ryzen on the other side. And with that, let's see which team is able to win this match and make it to the next round. Okay. Yep, Team Vandalish versus Team MOBA Ryzen. We know Team Vandalish have done a very good job with their draft as well. Both the drafts are looking strong, but of course, the Tiger will be nullified with the Hurricane Dance of the Akai. So that is really curious to see
5 seconds
if the Tiger will be able to make it work or not.
Smash
Going
them.
up against the Akai.
All troops deployed.
And of course, there is the possibility of this Granger also, going in for a snowball rampage. So of course, both these goal winners have the capacity to, avoid the damage, especially this Irithel. And the Granger also a very long range, so it won't be easy to kill him either. But of course, the level 4 power spike that both these heroes have, the Granger could definitely use the better because he has the ability to do a lot with the Rhapsody and the Death Sonata. But for now, both these teams taking it slow, and EXP lane though, it's a chow up against the Yuzong. So of course, I feel like the Yuzong should be winning the lane. But okay, the Tiger is very low, forced to use a flicker there. And that is a very dangerous play there from the Tigreal. Okay, he still does not recall. Almost gets taken down by the Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda still goes in. And he is delaying the recall, and that is so bad right now. They are going in for the choke. Will they be able to take him down? It is a first blood secured there. And with that, the Ling hovering over the top lane, trying to take down the Irithel, but the Irithel playing it really safe. And that is a good move, I should say. Now the Lancelot might get caught in an awkward position there. Still using the... Okay, still using his dashes to, shing around. But with that, we might be seeing the Chow going down. Oh, barely survives. Black Dragon form has been used. It might be targeted onto Xavier. Xavier makes its way towards the bottom lane. And the passive will do its job. And the Xavier will get taken down. But Super Kyle coming in at the right time with Link. And with his Defiant Sword, he'll be able to take kill onto the dragon, Black Dragon. And with that, look at that. 2 Kung Fu Panda skins on the side of the MOBA Ryzen. MOBA Ryzen looking really strong. Let's see if they're able to take the turtle. No, for now. It's working out really well. And look at that. This is Xavier who takes the turtle instead of the Link. Even though the Link has an attribution, did not really use it there. And with that, the damage has been done. They have taken the turtle away. But of course, the farm difference is still, negligible. Who will be able to do it though? Who will be able to make a good play though? Let's find out. In the team fights though, I feel like the Dragon committed a little bit too much onto the Xavier. It was a good kill, but of course, as you want to prioritize objectives first. You don't want to go for kills, right? And with that, they're losing out the turtle. They got the kill of the mage. They sacrificed one of themselves as well, but of course, they got they lost the turtle as well. So of course, it was not a worth it trade. The enemy had a better trade there. But even though the enemy had a better trade there, they still have a lot of farm on board. I mean, look at them. They still are on level in terms of gold at least. But of course, let's see which team will be the okay. I don't really know what happened there. The Tigreal using the implosion onto the minions. I'm not really sure what happened there. I did not really catch a glimpse of it, but for now, the Tigreal has been taken down as well, and now the farm difference will be favoring Team MOBA Ryzen and Vandalize. Team Vandalize have to be really careful there. The Yuzong almost gets caught in the Hurricane Dash, but of course he'll be able to survive the heavy speed heavy. Now the Yuzong trying to use the Black Dragon form. Very low right now. Won't be taking a lot of damage, but of course he needs to be careful. And he decides to recall, and that will be the bottom lane being pushed by those minions right now. And look at this Tigreal, is clearly spotted out there by the Xavier. And the Sicilian seems to be going for the top lane side. The League not only able to take down, but look at that Wave Dragon. The Tigreal will get taken down again. This is not looking good for Team Vandalize. Team MOBA Ryzen is doing a really phenomenal job, and now Link comes in. Phantom Execution being used, and it will be the Lancelot taking a kill and taking another kill as well. These two going up against 4 and coming out on top. It's really good to see such good show of display from both sides. And with that, 3 members going down there. It was a 4v2. They come out on top with the retribution and the gameplay. This Lancelot is nuts right now. Oh my god, what a play that was. To be honest, you're going for a 2v4 and you still come out on top. And on top of that, you're able to take 2 kills as well and get another kill. That's 3 kills, So right now, okay, this Granger really low. I think he will be dying there, but flickers into the right direction, but of course he does not really have enough HP to survive, and that is why he'll be going down there. The Akai coming to defend the bottom lane for the enemy side, and of course they'll be able to defend it. And with that, another lane just approaching, another wave of minions just approaching, and they'll be losing that tower. Losing structures left and right. Team Vandalize are actually making the game work for themselves. And with that, it's definitely going into the hands of Team Vandalize for now. Team MOBA Ryzen really pushed to the back foot. The Xavier not really, doing much. The Granger not really doing much. The Link not really doing much. I mean, it was so obvious because of these picks. Because they don't really have a good early game composition. I mean, they have a Xavier which shines in the late game. They have a Granger which shines in the late game. On top of that, they have a Link as well in the late game. So of course, their potential will be in the late game. And in the early game, them losing should not be a surprise, I should say. But meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we're seeing the heavy speed being already used there, and the Black Dragon as well. Nothing really much comes out of it. It was just a random engage. Okay, look at that! Chow gets outplayed there by the Lancelot, and he will be the one getting taken down there. And Xavier is completely isolated. And I feel like Xavier will go down as well. And look at them, they're coming out on top now. Ilhao doing such a phenomenal job on his Tigreal there, taking revenge for getting taken down twice. And like I said there, they are doing a really phenomenal job right now. Vanillize are actually the ones who are playing better. But of course, I'm not really sure though if this Tilhau is actually the Tilhau from Evil or not. But this guy is really good, man. This guy is really good, of course. But he made a blunder there using the implosion onto the minions. Right, that was one of his mistakes. But other than that, he has been doing really good so far. But look at Dawning Light used by the Xavier, trying to steal away the turtle, but not really sufficient. I mean, the timing was not really great. But of course, he does not really have the vision as well, so we cannot really blame him. But of course, he's trying his best. The side of Team Vandalize though, they need to understand that the enemy is a very, very late game oriented composition, and they have a Chow as well. So they have to be really careful when trying to initiate or trying to, take a fight. And try to end it early, right? I mean, you don't want to see a Granger and a Xavier on the same side. I mean, both of them get countered by the Lolita. So the Lolita could have been a good pick here, but I'm not really sure why they have decided to go for a Tigreal instead. But so far, it's been working out well, I guess. And yeah, with that, Ray, are you here? If you're here, you can wave us a hi and we'll get back into the commentary already.
Sure, man, I'm here. Oh, look at the top lane.
Not surviving there though. The Irithel goes down there between, caught out by 4 members out there. Somehow she was able to manage though, escaping that wave of dragon, but now it's not enough and he'll be getting taken down. But now the Lancelot is still there inside the bush. The Granger is not really aware, and he might be getting taken down there. Phantom Execution not coming in yet. It's still the Puncture, and finally Phantom Execution along with the Thorn Rose. And with that, Granger will be taken down there.
That is a really beautiful kill by Lancelot. It's not every day you see someone picking up the Lancelot as well as going so shing, and despite having the tank there, he just used him as a stepping stone to get the kill. So that is nice of him. He has a KD of 503, which is quite mad as well. Very impressive team nonetheless. And I also saw Sicilian got the blue buff. So already looking into the game, they are the dominant force. On the other hand, Irithel did get taken down, which is unfortunate, but their team is doing much better as the Elemental Lord has already spawned in. Right now, a gold lead of around 5,000, and let's see if they'll be just having a fifth win. At the other hand, there is the Ling and Xavier though, but at the same time, I feel like having the Sicilian is the nail in the coffin because they have so much of recent damage.
Yes, and with that, the Dragon trying to zone away the enemies from the Lord. They'll be getting the first Lord and they'll be trying to push those inhibitors as well with this first Lord itself. But yeah, if that is a success, then they can definitely end it with the second Lord. But of course, they have to focus on, getting those minions into the proper positions before the Lord, syncing those lanes, and of course, trying to, layer those skills properly in those team fights so that the team fight can go in their favor. But for now, they have to, just stay composed.
Yeah, it's only been 10 minutes into the game, but still, this team is able to do quite a lot. But oh, Lancelot, what is that blunder right before the Lord? Shouldn't have gotten that shutdown. Give them a little bit of bounty as the gold lead is slightly getting less. I feel like that was perhaps a mistake or a little bit overconfident. But I feel like since Lancelot is down, they'll be able to defend this Lord without any issues.
Yep, they should be able to defend this Lord. They do have the Xavier as well, so it should not be a very difficult task for them. But of course, on the other side you have a Sicilian, so the frontliners of both sides are going to face a lot of trouble in the late game because of these mages like the Sicilian and the Xavier. Of course, the Xavier should be having an upper hand because his skills are way more spammable because they don't really consume that much mana like the Sicilian skill does.
Yeah. And right now, we are going to be seeing 12 minutes into the game. They still have the around 5,000 gold lead, but at the same time, they need to be careful to not make any more of those mistakes. Tiger, though, exposes himself a little bit early on. Should have probably avoided that. Right now, Rengoku, as well as, where's the marksman? Kaneki, okay, Rengoku and Kaneki. Damn, I wouldn't even think that Demon Slayer and Tokyo Ghoul would be collabing like this, but yeah, both of these they play a crucial role right now. Okay, Lancelot was probably, expecting someone to be there, but it's just his instincts were telling him something wrong. But right now, let's see. Ainz goes into the bush. I feel like Implosion as well as Heavy Spin, they will negate each other out. So fighters and marksmen, yep, they are definitely the standing force. And I also want to see if the Ling as well as Lancelot. I mean, Lancelot just got taken down, so nothing to look play on his part. So because of that, will Ling have the advantage? Because look at that, he's already pushing turret. Here tell.
And Chow completely giving vision to his teammates, and now it's going in the way of Dragon, and the Chow will not be sorry, the Sicilian will not be taken down, but the Link comes in at the right time, will be taking down the Sicilian there. But look at the Thorn Rose able to make this. Okay, Petrify play coming in from the Yuzong, and will be taking down Super Kyle there, and with that they can definitely go for the Lord. They lose the Sicilian, but they get the Lord.
Yep. Perhaps maybe Link should have just got out of the situation as swift as possible, because despite getting the Sicilian, one of the core members, just like I mentioned, they are missing out their Lord. This is the Luminous one. This means it's going to be charging with an enhanced attack, and their turret, especially the bottom inhibitor, is in jeopardy. If they lose out that bottom inhibitor, I'm not sure what would happen into this, but if they lose out the bottom inhibitor and a few more into the mid and top section, it would mean that they will have a really hard time handling the waves and everything. I do understand, like, Xavier has a lot of spammability, but when there is so much waves with so much tankiness coming, you can't really do much anything about it, right? So let's see if they'll be able to defend. They are gathering into the top lane. Dylan is coming as well.
Yep. Oh, Explosion trying to connect, but not really able to do much. Heavy spinning blue though. And the Dragon also trying to zone out. They're able to secure an inhibitor, and the Dragon will get taken down there by the Granger. The Granger keeps spamming his Rhapsody, and with that Thorn Rose not really able to take down the Granger. The Granger surviving 1 HP. And that was really close. The Sicilian able to recall though, and my goodness, if the CCTV camera was used just now, he would not be able to do the recall there.
Fredo, you got some creative name, man. CCTV. I'll be using that. I'll be using that in future. But yeah, definitely. They couldn't get the vision, and Sicilian was able to get out of the situation scot-free, but they do lose out most of the members. And because of that, look at them. Despite getting the inhibitors right now, they're getting pushed back a little bit. They lose out all of the turrets into the top lane. The inhibitor is the only one standing. They also lose out the outer turret onto the bot lane as well. Slowly but surely, the other team is able to make a little bit of movement as well. But at the same time, we really need to make sure that the bot lane stays safe, doesn't get the lane pressure, because rest 2 lanes, they still have, the second tier turret still up and running. It's very impressive. They have been able to defend it so well, 2 lords, and not really lost them just yet.
Yep, they are trying their best, and of course they did a good job with the Lord defense. They did lose an inhibitor, but the tier 2 of both the lanes, the other lanes are still up, so that shows they have been defending quite well, and they can do that. They can keep doing that again and again, because they have a Granger, they have a Xavier. I mean, both of these heroes, they have skills which can be just spammed all the time with low cooldowns. So that's why they are able to make a good use of those heroes to defend the lanes. But how long will they be will they be able to do so? That is the question here, because the enemy also has a Sicilian. So your frontliners are melting, and if your frontliners keep melting, then you can't really defend, right? I mean, you need those frontliners to be tanking the damage. So that is why it's really it's really important to end the game as soon as you can, and as soon as you get the chance.
I really like the fact that Chow is doing as much as possible to maintain the lane pressure, and because of that, I mean, the other team they're becoming a little bit like scrambled. They're getting confused. Like, what should we do? Should we defend the lanes? But at the same time, the Lord is up. You can't really be ignoring that Lord because Ling as well as oh, okay, bot lane Chow.
Now going in with the way of drag and uses the flicker as well, but Bull will get taken down there. Okay, another missed implosion by the Tigreal, and with that he will be able to zone out the Link though, but the Link still, hovering over the Lord area. He wants to make a steal if possible, but I believe he will not be doing that anymore because he has changed his plans and he's going for the enemy blue buff.
Perhaps I do understand he wants to get the energy regeneration. Perhaps went in for the competition because maybe not because I feel like going for the safe route might be just the best option at right now because Ling is, despite not being able to not having the best AD or everything, still is creating the impact of creating that map pressure as well as pressuring Sicilian to maintain the distance, and that might be it. Okay, concealed Blake. Let's see if Tiger can do something, but nope, it's just gonna expire a little bit early. 18 minutes in, and let's see what happens because the Lord is going into the base right now. This is a luminous one, and it has the attack.
And with that, they might be trying to crack open an inhibitor, but will they be able to do so? Oh my god, Link going into the Tempest of Blaze. Wind of Nature has been used as well by the Irithel, and the Irithel will survive. But there are minions pushing in left and right. The Chow trying to dance away from the Lancelot, but the Lancelot might get caught out there. Puncture not really in the right direction, but the Sanguine Claws, and finally there is the implosion which connects onto somebody, but it will be the Akai, so he will be able to survive that. And with that, they take down the tier 2s, but they won't be getting those inhibitors.
Impressive work. Very. I mean, I really thought the top inhibitor or at least the mid inhibitor would be falling this time, but like they surprise us again, and I feel like perhaps it's a choice. But I guess both of the teams are just trading roles at this point in the game, and that's the whole reason they're not able to go in with the objective just yet. Because I do understand both of the teams, they're paying respect to each other because they both have equal amount of late game damage. If one team has Irithel, the other team has spammability of the Granger. If one team has the stacks with the Sicilian, they have the Xavier on front who has more spammability, and they don't want to get sniped by a really great Dawning Light, and because of it, maintaining distance might be a good choice. But I feel like this is a damage Chow, right? That's the reason he's melting away so fast. But at the same time, yep, let me see. Yep, it's a damage Chow. But at the same time, this Chow can easily take down Sicilian solo, so I understand the segment. But oh, bot lane. A lot of ults being used.
A lot of damage. That's a lot of damage coming in from the Irithel. The heavy crossbow is hitting really hard now. It's really heavy. And of course, they'll be trying to get another inhibitor and get the damage from this Lancelot, the Thorn Rose, and the Phantom Execution. And with that, Irithel will be able to take down the mid lane inhibitor. And with that, 2 inhibitors pop right now, only one standing. And it seems like victory is getting closer and closer for Team Vandalized. But I'm not really sure if, it's enough yet. I think they need one more Lord before they can go for that push. And MOBA Ryzen, the name of the team on the red side, MOBA Ryzen, are doing a phenomenal job at defending so far. But like I said, the damage of the Irithel and Sicilian keeps increasing, so the frontliners won't be able to take it so long. And like you said, it's a damage show, so what can we expect, right?
Yep. Oh, look at the lane pressure on Powder. Really maintaining it, trying to distract, but look at the top lane. There's already an engage up.
What are you doing? You go for the Granger, bro. That's what I wanted to scream out there. Because he's using the Black Tiger from onto the Akai, and it's completely useless, And now look at them, the entire team getting wiped out because the Granger is not being targeted. And that is why the Granger will be able to spam his skills, doing the most amount of damage there, and that is why the Granger taking so many kills as well, providing so much damage. Link comes in for the finish, and the Lord is wasted.
I could hear the first hand, from Fredo's voice. He's frustrated. I understand, guys, Fredo plays a lot of solo rank. Perhaps his feeling that mentality, like what he's doing. I understand. That is genuine. That is genuine reaction. Respect, Gordy. But yeah, that is true. As the use on, he is, you know, his main job is to reach for that backline, but he did not go try to zone out the Granger, and we just saw what he did. So much spammability, secured all the kills because he also has a side racer, and because of that, despite having a Mega Lord,
Whoa! Look at the stacks of the Sicilian right now.
337. It's
My
a
God.
little low, honestly. For a 20-minute game, should be around 400, but still, it's still very much. Yep.
But he
wanted
does
to
not
see
really
Granger
have the
stacks.
wishing lantern yet, you know.
But at the same time, the opponent doesn't really have that much tanky heroes either. So I guess it's a trade worthy. Can I see Granger stacks? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much Granger is stacking up right now. Oh, 876 stacks.
Oh my
That's what I'm
God.
talking about. His spammability, it doesn't know any bounds. And Team Vandalize, they need to make sure to do something, because if this Granger gets a little bit more, Pedro, just see the stacks.
Literally, I mean, right now this Granger can stack. You know, he can at least spam at least 5 or 6 Death Sonatas right now, all at once. 5 or 6 Death Sonatas on your face. I mean, anyone will melt on the enemy side except this, except the, of course, the Tigreal or the Yuzong, the Lancelot. Lancelot, I mean, the Lancelot is also on tank build, so not really sure, but of course, the damage dealers will definitely melt with 6 Death Sonatas. So yeah, with that, let's see. Oh no, okay, concealed play coming in.
Granger!
Oh, nice one this time around from Silho. Catches the Granger, but the Granger was able to flicker away. There is the Hurricane Dance coming in as well. Heavy speed being used. And now the Irithel coming in with the heavy crossbow, deals a lot of damage. And Chow going for marking the Irithel. But look at the Irithel, able to maintain the positioning, uses the Wind of Nature as well. But the Chow catches him and he'll be able to go down. But the Lancelot chasing down the Xavier. And with that, this might be the end of it. The minions are pushing in. The Granger is the only one trying to defend. And Chow goes down as well. The Lancelot is able. Oh, okay, it's not Lancelot. It's actually the Akai who was able to come out on top and take down the Lancelot. Now they go for the push. The minions are there. Definitely the Granger dealing a lot of damage right now. He is dealing too much damage. The Tigreal trying his best to shut down this Granger. The Yuzong marking down the base. Minions are not helping him. Granger gets a triple. I mean, a double. Could be looking for a triple. Yuzong does the right thing by backing off.
Granger and Akai against the whole world, and he actually did it. Like, can we see the stacks on Granger again? I think he's close to 1,000 at this point. Like, yep. 1,002 stacks.
Oh my god, first time
I have never done
1,000 stack Granger.
I have never done a 1,000 stacks either. Right?
Oh my god.
Loki wanna play Granger right now.
Kaneki just showing us that these stacks are going to carry the world for us. And now look at him just spamming his skill 1 like it's what? Like it's nothing for him. I mean, he can spam it so many times now. I mean, 5 or 6 Rhapsodies, 5 or 6 Death Sonatas, and it's way more than enough to kill anybody on the enemy side right now. But I do feel like he can go for he can go for the BOD actually. Because the enemy, though, even though they have a lot of defense, I think the BOD should do a better job right now. Or even the Sea Halberd as well. Not really sure. But yeah. The survivability also matters, and that's why he has the immortality on him. But let's see. It's getting really interesting right now. It's already 25 minutes, but you know, it's still a stalemate, you can say, because both the teams are clearly playing their best. Lancelot trying to go in with the puncture. Okay, trying to make its way, able to find the way, but Conrose connects. And there is the implosion onto the Link. The Link able to make the escape with the Tempest of Blades. Hurricane Dance, Heavy Spin, whatever you call it, has been used as well. And that was a stalemate. Yes, again, stalemate again.
I counted Granger spammed his skill on the Lord around 8 times without even running out halfway. That is the amount of spammability he has, but at the same time, just like we've discussed, Lancelot, Sicilian, Tigreal, Yuzong, finally everybody's focus is on the Granger right now, and they have realized that, wow, he just wanted to take down Sicilian, but at the same time you're squishy yourself, so you better watch out. Yuzong probably looking for the Granger, should maintain some distance because he's also a little squishy, because despite be building so much tank. You do not have any extra hybrid defense like previously. Oh, look at the position. Just, I mean, if they take down Granger, I feel like this is the end. This is the end if they take down Granger. And yep, he still has 1,000 stacks. It's gonna be, we are not gonna be seeing more 2,000. If we see 2,000, it's better to just surrender.
Oh my god. And of course, this Xavier here as well. I mean, he has not got a single kill. Even now, he's got to be 30 minutes. That's really crazy. Oh my god, look at the damage of this Irithel though. The Link forced to use the Tempest of Blades. And okay, is the Xavier trying to scare his own teammate?
I would. That is so funny because if I was in that HP and I saw a dawning light, I would be scared and moving away, even if it was for my teammate. I understand that sentiment. Kratos speaking facts, right? But anyways, yeah.
Xavier is actually angry because he has not got a single kill yet.
Yeah, he's the only one who doesn't have a single kill. That is, I don't know how this not even happened. Like, how does one dawning light doesn't connect into some ruined enemy? Because he probably has a lot of damage. Okay, have his spin being baited out? That's a really important resource right now. Tiger as well as Chow.
Going in with the way of Dragon, able to make the escape, but no, Immortality will be popped and he'll be getting taken down there. But now, look at them, they go in for the Akai. Akai being very, very low. Immortality will be popped. There will be nothing bought, and Akai will be going down as well. But now, the spammable skills coming in. And finally the implosion! Keyboy taking the play there. But there is a lot of damage which is still there, and with that 2 immortalities popped down there, Link will be going down, Irithel will be going down, the Granger and Xavier still alive! And with that, they take away a triple kill. Finally, the guy who did not get any kills come out with a triple kill, and now they can look to end the game because the death timers are more than 60 minutes, and I think it's or 60 seconds, and I think it's more than enough time for them to go for the end.
The guy, he's definitely the honored one, makes sense. 0 kills, but finally making the play that team needed. And because of that, they'll be proceeding to go with the base. And yep, nobody's gonna be awake because the death timer, it's 29 minutes. And just the recalls are just gonna be coming in. And they'll be securing, what can I only say, a very late comeback. In this sort of
30 minutes. I think this has been the longest game in the JOYTIME Cup tournament so far.
Yep.
And it was really interesting as well because, you know, the Xavier, 27 minutes, 0 kills. And after that, he comes with a triple kill. And after that, able to, okay, Xavier with a feather of heaven actually, because he wanted to push the base as well. My goodness, the dedication from this Xavier needs to be saluted as well.
It's mad impressive. MOBA Rising, right? The team, they were cornered into the base for like what, almost 15 minutes, like 15 minutes of the game. They were just in their base doing nothing, clearing out the lanes, defending. The other side, despite their greatest efforts into locking down the Granger, they were just not successful. I really like the effort. I really like the effort. But at the end, it was just the thing about who can win out the late game, and this Granger with he was playing very safe despite Keyboy play coming at the end. I really thought it was over. Granger was gonna get taken down, but the immortality came at a nick of time. He also swapped it for Rose Gold, so that is a really quick swapping, you know, hands right there. And because of it, he was able to defend the base, and Xavier made that play impressive.
Definitely, really impressive plays. And I would have really liked to see if the Lancelot actually took a Thunder Belt, there, instead of going for the Malefic Roar or something, because actually he was playing on, semi-tank build, so he could have went for that as well. He could have got a lot more damage out of it. And the Xavier not really doing so much damage. If we look at the damage of the Sicilian, I mean, he did not really do so much damage like I was really expecting. I mean, look at this Lancelot. Lancelot did a lot more damage than the Xavier and the Irithel, even though this Irithel and the Xavier were actually the ones who should be doing more amount of damage. And that is why, look at the other side, the Xavier and the Granger doing a lot more than the Sicilian and the Irithel on the other side. And that is why they were able to melt down the enemy frontline more easily, and they were able to come out on top. But with that being said, we'll be coming back with another game in the JOYTIME Cup, so stay tuned and don't go anywhere.
end of the long summer, Fritz was born in the Manian Empire. The whole empire was overjoyed. The royal blood would be passed down. On the day of the prince's first birthday, mysterious and evil forces came to his bed. The prince disappeared that night. The Imperial Knights traveled all over the Land of Dawn, but found nothing. The king and queen were heartbroken. Sorrow engulfed the whole Manian Empire.
In addition to mortality, he inherited my power.
The blood of the Empire is at my service. Dawn plan is almost done.
Stop fighting. Yield to me. Nothing can bind me! Leah. So much for your escape! Escape. The Black Dragon bowed to my power in his previous incarnation. What are you? I'm the true master of this land. Face your doom!
End of the long summer, Fritz was born in the Manian Empire. The whole empire was overjoyed. The royal blood would be passed down. On the day of the prince's first birthday, mysterious and evil forces came to his bed. The prince disappeared that night. The Imperial Knights traveled all over the Land of Dawn, but found nothing. The king and queen were heartbroken. Sorrow engulfed the whole Manian Empire.
In addition to mortality,
Your
Wipe out
team
all the
is
injustice in
banning.
the world.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Joy Time Cup. And after that exhilarating match that went up to 30 minutes, we are back again with two more teams contending in this best of one elimination, and it's gonna be Team Irons going against Team Raging Esports, and I'm gonna be your caster Ray, and joining me again would be the charismatic Fredo, who was able to give such great comments of the previous game. But anyways, Fredo, on the casting desk, how are we feeling about this game? We have Team Irons versus Raging Esports.
Well, the name Irons reminds me
for the ultimate
team
of
is
chemistry, and I feel like these people must be having some chemical names as well. Will they be showing a chemical reaction gameplay though? We'll be finding out very soon. And of course, Raging Esports, the name itself is on a very, very good one. I feel like, they have the rage, they want to succeed. They use their anger to win this game. Like channeling their rage to win a game. I mean, that is a very, very interesting thing as well. And with that, looking at the bans right now,
What's your command? Your team is
pretty interesting. But of course, the Chow, right? The Chow, of course, always there in this JOYTIME Cup.
Yep, the Kung Fu Master, he's going to be present here, and Raging Esports has MOBA Zay. It's always funny. It's always funny whenever I encounter MOBA Zay in India. A lot of fans who want to carry on the light. I want to see if this is the gold lane MOBA Zane or is this the jungle MOBA Zane. I want to see. On the other hand, Team Iron, they have, unfortunately, they don't have any chemical names. They only have Hosea Daddy.
That's it!
Sadly.
Yep, and even this guy, I mean, the name itself, Hosea, is also a very, very good name, right? I mean, this guy is one of those chemists who has done a very good job in chemistry.
Sun rises when I give the word.
Of course, we all know Layla is one of those heroes that you usually, play when you start MLBB. At least when it was in our times, right? I mean, back in 17 or 18 like that, when you used to start the game, you used to get a Layla to begin the journey. And of course, in this game as well, we're seeing the first pick, which is Layla. Very, very interesting because we don't really see a first pick Layla other than that time when we start the game, right?
It's funny that the person is named Daddy, but he's playing a daughter. Because Layla is the daughter of Nolan. So yeah, creative wordplay right there. But other than that, I do understand the mentality behind Layla, because after all, after the Bruno and the Granger, Layla is one of the strongest factors right now. And sorry,
as a snowflake.
what was I about to say? Granger is still left out open though, so I want to see. Okay, Lancelot making a debut.
Another one. 2 Lancelots already today. So, is this the rise of the Lancelot once again? It might be, because we don't really see, because all these assassins keep getting banned, right? I mean, the Fanny keeps getting banned, the Joy keeps getting banned. Oh, talking about Joy, the Joy is still open and both of the teams have left it. And we will be seeing something else here instead of the Joy. So Hayabusa and Lancelot. And like I was saying, these assassins which keep getting banned leave the room for other assassins to be picked up. And I definitely feel like the Lancelot
My mission is to
one of the
protect
potential
lives.
assassins which can do a very good job. But of course, the farming speed is really slow in the early game, and he needs somewhat, time to get that power spike as well, and very, very prone to invade as well. So yeah, those are the weak points. But if you're able to cover up those weak points with other roles, then of course the Lancelot could perform really well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I used to exactly not main him, but I used to spam Lancelot a lot, maybe 2-3 years ago. Back then, he was quite unstoppable, but right now, I played him recently. It's really a struggle. First of all, your farming speed is not that good, and just like you said, you're very prone to invasions. Even when you're like scaling up really well, sometimes your damage is just not enough. Someone compared to like Hayabusa, who has been recently buffed and his shadows just go much faster. It's that you have much better time compared to Lancelot. So, talking about comfort of life, the Hayabusa will better probably have the upper hand. And I'm actually curious to say that they picked up the Khalid over the Granger, because look at that, Team Irons will immediately ban him out. But do they have like a different marksman under their sleeves? And that's the reason they didn't pick up the Granger.
Well, I do feel like the Claude could use the mobility to cover the distance between the Layla and himself. And with the Blazing Duet, which has a lot of burst damage, you can easily melt the backline. And of course, you have to play it smart as well. If you're not really smart enough to, position yourself before using the blazing duet, you might not be able to, kill somebody, and then you might be the one coming
Your
out
team
dead.
is picking.
So yeah, we have to be really careful about that. But looking at the picks right now in the second phase, we see Farsa, which is going to be picked up against Aurora. The Farsa is really good though for the range. The artillery will be striking down on the Lela, poor little girl. Taking down the heavenly. What is that actually? Which the
Feathered
Farsa actually
airstrike.
sends down? What is that?
Feathered airstrike. Yeah.
Bombardments. You can say
Yep.
bird bombs.
Yeah, bird bomb. If you go outside, you'll also get bird bomb, but it's white, not red in color. Yeah. Anyways,
And
the
with
draft
that-
almost done. Let's see the last pick.
Yep. The Atlas though could be a good pick here, but of course it will be really hard to say if there will be enough damage, because the Aurora, actually a utility mage, does not really do enough damage, and the Lancelot, I mean early game, not really that much damage as well. Yuzong though could be able to do, but I mean in this meta and in this composition, I cannot really see the Yuzong, able to do anything alone, right? You need some backup, some form of backup, and that is why even if the Atlas goes in with those fatal links, there won't be enough, I guess, to take anybody down. I mean, one shot with the combo won't be possible, so they have to make it work somehow. I don't really know how though. I'm not really sure.
Exactly, Fredo. And last pick would definitely, I'm not even surprised. M6 had created a big impact into the Indian community itself. Like FNOP, picking up the Airtel into that last game. Definitely, a lot of people are really liking the Airtel. But at the same time, you have to consider a thing. FNOP, they're such a pro team. They were able to make good use of the Airtel. But in this game, is Airtel that worth it? Because just like I mentioned, I feel like the Cloud would have been much better. Because Airtel, she might be in a little trouble. Because there's a dragon as well as a noble knight, the Lancelot, gonna be coming in right after her.
Yep. And with that, the Retail will not be able to cover as much distance like you think you are going to. I mean, before you reach the Lela, you're definitely getting taken down on that motorcycle of yours. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're headed into the Night of Dawn. This is a very, very interesting match, because looking at the drafts, both of these teams going with very, very peculiar drafts, not very, that we see often. And Irithel going up against Lela, an anime girl up against a bike riding girl, of course, a biker girl. So let's see who wins out, anime girl or biker girl.
Definitely. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Land of Dawn, and this is the JOYTIME Cup after all. And I'm a little disappointed to say the least. I was really thinking perhaps it would be MOBA Zane on the gold lane or jungle, but no, it's a mid lane MOBA Zane. Is this is this his future role? Just like which to mid lane? Maybe Zane, this is the future that this player is showing us tonight. Let's see.
I think it's Moon who is piloting him or something. Oh,
immediately-
flame shot! Did he take the creep?
Yep. I feel like he took both. He took the
Yeah.
kill and the creep with the flame shot.
Wow, that was so lucky. Oh, Hayabusa goes in with the quad shadow. Flicker still there though, but yes, he will be able to survive it. 1 HP. Oh my God, the Lela, very lucky there.
Damn! Like Hayabusa, I feel like he just got slightly confused because she went into bush. But yeah, that kill could have been really good for them because they pressured the Lela, but he does bring out the flicker. That means if Airtel wants to take down Lela, maybe she can do it by closing the distance because she doesn't have the flicker anymore. Ooh, even the aura flicker has been exhausted. 2
Oh my
flickers.
God, look at this Atlas. Wow. What a movement speed that was.
Fever.
Comes in like a train and goes away like a plane.
Anyways, top lane. The hurdle is already up. Let's see if they're gonna contest it. Lancelot usually has the better chance to secure it because of the puncture. Let's see.
And with that, Lancelot not able to do it. With the Hayabusa also getting the kill. Oh my God! Dragon gets taken down. Speed flight. Oh my God! Another kill into the hands of the Hayabusa.
not really looking good right now. And oh my god, this is really bad times right now. Like I said, early game, not enough damage, and I don't really see why the Yuzong was coming in though. He was really low on HP. He had the ultimate, but he knew he was going to be bursted down if he approached there, and he still did that.
Yeah, kind of a peculiar decision he made. Right now, 0 to 4. That's an ionic combination for, I forgot, carbon. No, it's wrong. But anyways, looking into the gold lane, Lala and Irtal. It is a 50-50 matchup, but at the same time, they got the turtle, they got the kill. And right now, their team will be having a much more comfort position because look at that, 9k gold against 7k. So that already means 2k gold lead in just 3 minutes. And that is basically what you said. The early game lead is still into their hands, but bot lane.
Okay, finally there is the okay. Now Frigid Glacier sets in. 2 members might get taken down, but it will only be the okay. Look at that Boogie Shadow kill being used there. Lancelot does not go down. Very lucky escape there. And with that, there will be only one casualty, and it will be the Farsa.
The poor bird got taken down by the octopus. Damn, lots of sushi right there. But anyways, I'm really liking the fact that Lela is still alive. Despite, you know, so much setback, that Lela is alive and well. And if Hayabusa doesn't do something about it, despite their team leading on in the early game, they might be facing trouble in the later phases. Because, I mean, who's gonna take her down? Like, Farsa doesn't really have the flicker combo either. She has the flame shot. A really interesting spell decision. Let's see how it works out. And right now, the next turtle is gonna be a last turtle fight. We saw Team Raging Esports immediately got it without any issues and 4 kills under their name.
Oh my god, the Hylos got that blue buff away from the Lancelot. That was so unlucky. I mean, oh my god, look at him. Showing that emote just to say, ha 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 ha. And with that, now easy turtle for Raging Esports. Team Ions need to do a lot better to be able to make a comeback.
Yep.
And like you were saying, it's going to be really difficult for them to do that. But for now, look at that. A Fatal Link might be coming in. Conceal was used there though. Glorious Pathway has big paces well. Too many ultimates already baited out from both sides. The bird though is looking for the right opportunity to land those bombs.
Yep, and then into the bot lane we go. I like the name of Hylos. His name is literally what he said to Lancelot, like behind you and boom, took your buff. And alright, bot lane, is it gonna be a bonus contention or not? Because look at Atlas, he wants to go in, he wants to make that decision.
Octopus not really able to find targets. And it will be his team to be taken down instead. Lela completely out of position. I mean in position, but what could we say? The Hylos coming at you like a horse on a track field, and now you're not able to do anything because you don't have enough crowd control to stop that. But look at that 1v1 happening in the EXP lane though. The Khalid still taking, oh my god, still goes in, and yeah, the Yuzong backing off at the right time. He felt like trouble was arriving, and okay, Lancelot onto the, oh my god, flame shot almost takes down the Atlas there. And the Lancelot does still have the shadow onto him. And Hayabusa will be going in there. Okay, he does not. Right now they are invading onto, my goodness, between two turrets. The aggression being shown here by Raging Esports. And Team Ions on the receiving end. Things not really looking good for Team Ions right now. They really lack the damage, and now they are not even having control over their own area.
Yep. And Yuzong coming in with the Black Dragon. I'm not sure who he wants to take down because the bird flew away. There is no more chicken for him, sadly. No more. And one more thing to note down is that I'm really liking one thing, is that they have a Hylos. And Hylos is kind of good against someone like Lela because he can close the distance, as well as the fact that since Hylos has high HP, he's not susceptible to crit damage. You know, he's weak to Demon Hunter Sword users like Moskov, Terry, Claude, but he's not weak to crit exactly because until this Lela is completely fully built, this Hylos will be close to invincible against her. And until that point, I feel like their team stands a really solid chance. Because look at that, the domination, and right into the turtle, Lancelot cannot even find the zone to go in, and Atlas is the only one trying to provide vision, but he's next.
Lela trying to be targeted. Look at the Hayabusa looking for the right target. Does not really connect the shadow. The Lancelot is being chased down, and with that, The Floral Knight will be taken down in the mid lane though. There is a very good 1v1 happening. It will be a 2v1 right now, but the Khalid will be able to flicker away. Quick Sand Guard coming in handy as well to speed up all the damage, and with that the Khalid will be able to, sorry, the Yuzong will be the one taken down, and the blue buff once more will be going into the hands of the Hayabusa.
And there we go. Right now, their team is 1-11, like literally a goal lead of 7,000. Oh, look at the damage. Spider Fight being topped off immediately. And we're seeing, okay, right now it's 8,000 goal lead. 8,000 goal lead, 8 minutes in, 11 kills ahead. And right now, their team is really struggling to get anything. Like, what is your game plan? Just farm up the Lela, but how can you really do that when Hylos is literally invading your turrets, coming inside without any abruption? Look at the bot lane, baiting out the Lela flicker immediately. Lela cannot do anything because look at him, he's just standing there like a menacing wall, and there's nothing they can do about it. They don't have any tank shredder. Oh, a good ult.
Good ultimate, but there's not enough damage to follow up. They were still getting a kill though onto the Raging Sandstorm coming in onto the Aurora will get taken down there, and Khalid coming in, but the Yuzong going in with the Furious Dive. Will it be enough though? Okay, oh my god, look at the damage coming in though from the Lela as well. The Lela trying his best, not really enough though. And okay, finally the Shadow Skill comes in, and the Lela still doing a lot of damage. Might be able to take a kill there. Okay, does not really do it. But like I said, oh my god, Lancelot, that was on point. The Barca as well knew what he had to do there, and definitely gets out lucky, of course.
Lela is slowly getting her damage back, but at the same time, I feel like the only reason they were able to win is because Olga, despite not having that much damage, he is giving a lot of great utility. It's a plus, and you know, Aurora.
Okay, I understand. Yes, I actually understand everything you just said. And with that, look at that on the fight happening there. The Feather Death Strike has been used, Resignation in place as well. That Dragon form though is still on, and look at it, the Shadow Kill. The Hayabusa able to get a double kill onto the enemy backline. And this just shows the perseverance that they're showing, Raging Esports. They know the enemy was weak in the early game, they capitalized on that. Now they're looking to take an easy game into their hands. But of course, waiting it into the late game, they know that there could be trouble when Lela gets farmed. So yeah, definitely they want to end it soon as well.
Right now, the Airtel has the Malefic Gun. I want to see Lela's items. Does she have the Malefic Gun quite yet? I feel like it's not. Yep, doesn't have the Malefic Gun just yet. I think that's building towards Wind of Nature. I do understand the mentality, but perhaps instead of going for a Windtalker, the Malefic Gun would have really helped to create the zone. I mean, you also get to move speed. So yeah, I feel like delaying it might not be good. Okay, no, going for the half slot, and looks like they wanna engage perhaps.
Not really. I mean, as a Lela, I feel like Windtalker is not the best item. But it could do good for repositioning in those team fights, but in the early game you're not really rotating much, you're not really having too many team fights, so I think it's always better to build a lot of sustain. And for the sustain, like you were saying, the Hysus Claw, the Hysus Claw could be a really good item, but look at that, Shadow Cube onto the Lela decides to flicker away, nobody gets harmed. Of course, a flicker baited out there, Yuzong really low, and this just shows the Farsa is doing a lot of damage as well. But let's see if they're able to defend this base or not.
Yep, it's only been 11 minutes. They have the holy defense, but every turret is going to be losing that blessing immediately. And that's a huge loss for them because the minions are going to be marching down into their inhibitors. And once you start chunking down on the inhibitors, it's already a trouble for you. Look at that, the Lord already into the top lane. Good defense coming in, but I'd really prefer the Lela gets the Malefic Gun soon because their team is struggling until she scales up. The moment she scales up, that's the only moment they can victory. Because look at Airtel, already Malefic Gun done, and she's also building towards the Malefic, not Malefic, I forgot the name of this
Great
item.
Dragon Spear.
Yep, Zilong.
Zilong's Great Dragon Spear! But the Feather Death Strike will catch the Lela, and the Hylos will be the one charging onto her, and with that, Remember will take it down. Look at that, the combo coming in, but not really enough damage. The Raging Sandstorm as well, used at the right time, but it will not be enough to take anybody down. 4 members still alive, going versus 2. The Zilong is, the Hylos is recalling, but there's nobody to stop him. I mean, if they try to go and stop him, they will be the one getting stopped.
That was such a good Fatal Link, but no follow-up, no damage sadly. If only like the Aura was able to give a Physic Glacier right there, it could have been a complete reverse wipeout, but sadly it was just not the case. It feels a little wasted, but that's just how it is. And you know, I was thinking this might be fake Mobazine, but looking at the recall counts, this might be the real one because he definitely got the ego correct. But anyways, Lala comes down to the main point, and right now Lala is slowly getting the damage because this person did, you know, buy out the Berserker's Fury as well as the Windtalker. So I have decent amount of crit, but I'm waiting for that Wind of Nature and the Malefic Gun. Because once Lela gets the Wind of Nature, she'll be fine against this Airtel and Hayabusa. And once that happens, he only needs to avoid the Feathered Airstrike. And with that so much of range, I feel like he can even hit hard if I'm not wrong. He has a lot of range. But anyways, Luminous Lord already being contested by Team Raging Esports. Lancelot not fighting the street. Ooh, Lala!
Oh my god. I mean, the only way you can stop a Hayabusa from killing a Lala is not giving the Hayabusa the angle. You know, the angle to put that shadow onto your damage dealer. But I definitely feel like the Lala and his teammates have to do a better job at that. But already look at the Airstrike striking so hard onto the dragon. The dragon just takes him down. The Airtel, oh my god, what is the Airtel doing? Diving into the backline all alone and will get taken down there by the Lancelot. The Lancelot still able to defend, but without the Lela it's very hard, and with that Lela coming back onto the play. Lela is there, and Lancelot is there, Willie there to defend against the Glorious Pathway in place already, trying to go out there. And okay, nice little puncture there, and with that the Hayabusa able to use the Shadow Killer to get taken down. Oh my god, flank shot being coming in from the Mobazine, and Mobazine with the recalls right there, the Geek family recalls. Good. And with that, oh my god, getting shut down as well. Oh my god, 3 shutdowns before the game was over. But the Lord was marking the way. Victory! A sweet victory into the hands of Raging Esport.
It would have been so funny if Hayabusa was also right there because Khalid and Yusuf, sorry, they got pulled into the fountain.
That was really funny.
What is this game? Thank you for Raging Esports for making this game a little bit more funny. And I just noticed Airtel's name, very suspicious.
Very suspicious.
Anyway.
I already saw it, but I just didn't want to mention it because I feel like the viewers will also run away.
Yep.
So yeah, of course, with that being said, Raging Esports completely stomping over Team Ions. I think they need to really work a little bit more on their chemical reactions, on their, you know, bonds and everything. The molecules need to be perfect, and they need to study a lot more before they come back again and try to win a match. And with that, we'll be coming right back after a short break.
End of the long summer, Fritz was born in the Manian Empire. The whole empire was overjoyed. The royal blood would be passed down. On the day of the prince's first birthday, mysterious and evil forces came to his bed. The prince disappeared that night. The Imperial Knights traveled all over the Land of Dawn, but found nothing. The king and queen were heartbroken. Sorrow engulfed the whole Manian Empire.
In addition to brutality, he inherited my valor.
The blood of the Empire is at my service. Dawn plan is almost done.
Stop fighting. Yield to me. Nothing involves me! Leah. So much for your escape! Escape. The Black Dragon bowed to my power in his previous incarnation. What are you? I'm the true master of this land. Face your doom!
End of the long summer, Prince was born in the Manian Empire. The whole empire was overjoyed. The royal blood would be passed down. On the day of the prince's first birthday, mysterious and evil forces came to his bed. The prince disappeared that night. The Imperial Knights traveled all over the Land of Dawn, but found nothing. The king and queen were heartbroken. Sorrow engulfed the whole Manian Empire.
In addition to brutality, he inherited my valor.
The blood of the Empire is at my service. Dawn plan is almost done.
Stop fighting. Yield to me. Nothing involves me. Leah. So much for your escape! The Black Dragon bowed to my power in his previous incarnation. What are you?
I'm the true master of this land! Face your doom!
End of the long summer, a prince was born in the Manian Empire. The whole empire was overjoyed. The royal blood would be passed down. On the day of the prince's first birthday, mysterious and evil forces came to his bed. The prince disappeared that night. The Imperial Knights traveled all over the Land of Dawn, but found nothing. The king and queen were heartbroken. Sorrow engulfed the whole Manian Empire.
In addition to brutality, he inherited my valor.
The blood of the Empire is at my service. Dawn plan is almost done.
Stop fighting. Yield to me. Nothing can bind me!
Leah. So much for your escape!
Escape. The Black Dragon bowed to my power in his previous incarnation. What are you?
I'm the true master of this land! Face your doom!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and we are right here again with the last match of today, and it's another best of one series between two more teams, and it's Team Cartoon versus Team Step Bros. And I'm gonna be your caster Ray, and joining me would be Fredo on the casting desk again. And you know, Fredo, Step Bros being one of those known teams, so Cartoon, they're definitely the challenges here.
What's
Let's
your
see
command?
if they
Your
get stuck in the
team is
washing machine
banning.
or not.
Okay, let's
Time to
see
take the field.
if Cartoon gets
team
stuck
is
in the washing
banning.
machine or not, and if Step Bros are able to help them, or will they be taking advantage of the situation. For now, we're looking at the bands. We are seeing the Fanny band and the Bruno band. I mean, pretty standard bands, pretty obvious bands. But let's
Yep.
see though. Let's wait out about about which will be the off meta bands. Somewhat difficult. I mean, different from the usual bands that we already see. Of course, the Chow is nothing. I mean, the Chow is one of those bands in Joytime Cup which is so common. I mean, it's like Chow is the meta of Joytime Cup. So we might be seeing the Chow band, but oh, look at that. The Joy has been banned out.
Makes sense. After all, Joytime Cup Joy. I mean, Joy overall is a really good assassin right now, and she has been popping off lately everywhere. Use the M6, MPL, any series, any tournament, anywhere. You'll see Joy. Any user that has the good micro of the Joy can easily dominate the game. And that's something you really don't want when you're facing against the Step Bros. So because of that, yep, they are aware. They don't want the fast finger action, especially from the Step Bros, and it makes sense. Let's see what are the last bands going to be coming in. And Cartoon is the first pick. I want to see what they're going to be picking up. Are they going to go in for the Sicilian? Because so far it has not been banned out. Or are they going to go in for the Granger? Because I feel like these two heroes are basically the top priority for a lot of teams at this meta.
But it will be the Hilda which will be picked up instead here by Team Cartoon. I mean, this wild woman, you don't really want to deal with her, right? I mean, the amount of tankiness that Hilda has, I mean, I cannot even think of any other hero that can be as tanky as the Hilda these days, because the way she's able to survive using her passive along with the revitalize, and along with that, if you put a brave smite on her, then oh my god, I don't really know how to take her down. I mean, you use crowd control, she has enough HP. You use burst damage, you cannot really take her down. You use DPS, and if she builds blade armor, then you will be the one getting taken down instead. So I mean, this Hilda is so much of a big problem right now for everyone. So banning her out is the best decision to do. But with that, on the other side, we're seeing another usual ban, and it will be the Sicilian.
Yep, makes sense. Team Step Bros, despite being a good team, they know the underlying risk of giving out this mage, so it makes sense. But Cartoon, you guys want to pick up the Granger because he's still up for the grabs, and he's right now one of the best marksmen. Spam ability, lane cleared, and able to bully his opponent. He has everything. So do you want to pick it up or do you want to let it go? Let's see what their decision is, because there are a few heroes still left for on the table. Like you have the Hylos, you have the Gatot as well. So I feel like the Granger or the Gatot, the GG, those two are basically what you need to pick up. But no, it's just gonna be the Suyo. It looks like they're prioritizing the jungler very much. And I just noticed their icon, it's CN, so their full name is Cartoon Network. Makes sense. It used to have a lot of good shows back then.
Yeah. And with that, the next pick which will be coming in, I do feel like they should go for the Granger right now, because the Granger is one of those picks that can work out really well. When it's going to face heroes like the Suyo, but of course, the Chow. The Chow is the meta of the Joytime Cup, and that's why the Chow will be picked up here by Step Bros. And like I was saying, the Granger really performs well against anything. I mean, throw anything at him except the Link. Except the Link, you throw anything at him and he'll be able to perform well. And that's why the Suyo pick just leaves Step Bros with with a very, very free space to pick up the Granger.
Indeed. And Joytime Cup might just be, following the... No, Joytime. It's not him. Joytime predicted that Faye would be picking only Cow.
It's like blood.
Yeah. So, anyways, Cow is coming into the hands of Tenzin. And on the other hand, we are seeing the Carmilla. So, expect some Curse of Blood action coming in as well. Let's see what they're going to be closing off with. And it's going to be that infamous, that 4-gun girl. It's going to be the Beatrix coming into the play as well. I feel like this is a even kind of matchup because Granger has wave clear bullying, but so does Beatrix. She has 4 different modes, right? And because of that, I feel like you cannot easily bully Beatrix like you can any other marksman. So yeah, it is a really good pick. But anyways, let's see what's the last pick is before we move into the second phase of the ban for Team Step Bros. There's still the Gatot Kacha open. There's still a few assassins open as well, because I feel like in the next ban, the jungle bans will be coming in soon.
Yep, they need to look out for the EXP laners as well, because we don't really know the Chow will be going to the EXP or not. And look at this, the Hylos also, I mean, another flex pick, 2 flex pick right now on the screen for Step Bros. So we don't really know what the roamer is, we don't really know what the EXP is. Both of these could work out really well in whatever roles they are, going for. But with that, we'll be proceeding towards the second ban phase. So far, it's looking really good. The Beatrix, the firepower of the Beatrix actually matches the firepower of the Granger. I mean, they're almost equal in all stages of the game. So both of these marksmen also require a high amount of skill, because we all know that the Granger, you really need to target those Death Sonata as well, even the Rhapsodies as well. And now the Beatrix as well on the other side. If you use the Renner, you have to target those bullets well. Or if you use the Nibiru, then of course you have to make sure you time it good. And if you use the Bennett, then of course it's even worse, because you're going to deal the most amount of damage, but you have to be more accurate as well. And with that being said, the second ban phase already going up and around. It will be the Khalid and Gatot Kacha, and on the other side will be the Valentina. Why do you think the Valentina will do? Is it because of the Carmilla?
Possibly. I feel like many teams, they don't want a reverse Curse of Blood coming, because I do understand that, because Curse of Blood is going to be your main initiation and you don't want that to be stolen, because if the enemy has a better mage, like the mage who synergizes with Carmilla much better, you're gonna be doomed. So because of that, perhaps that's the reason they just were like, no, we are not gonna face with any of the issues. And obviously the expected ban of the Hayabusa, I was thinking the Hayabusa is still left up for Team Step Bros, and they're gonna be proceeding with that. But there we go. Gatot Kacha ban always comes with an Eve. There is no doubt about that, because so I feel like, yeah, just like you mentioned, the Valentina ban, a little suspicious, but at the same time, there is a Eve coming as well. So let's see, because I feel like maybe they could go in for the Farsa, or maybe they can go in for something else. Lately, I've been seeing Farsa being popped up a lot, especially against this Eve, because she outranges her. Rado. Okay. Anyways, talking about the draft and everything. Right now the Eve has been locked up. Let's see what are the 2 more picks. Okay, they're gonna proceed with the Edith. And who's gonna be the last one? And obviously it's just gonna be the Vexana trying to match the river control as much as possible with the wave clear. Makes sense. And of course there's also the Hylos, so you can easily use the Deathly Grasp to stop him, but at the same time there's someone coming that you can't stop him easily, and it's the Cyan Finch. It's the Ling himself, and they better have to watch out. Okay, Fredo would be joining us soon. Till then, I'll be here. Yahweh choose air. But anyways, the drafts have been finalized, ladies and gentlemen. Both of the teams looking quite strong. I'm curious to see who's going to go into the roaming position for the hands of Team Step Bros, because both can be flexed out. And yeah, let's just proceed with that, and we'll see the answer quite soon. I really hate the loading phase, because especially if you're solo, there's nothing much to do. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the JOYTIME Cup, and this is
5 seconds till the enemy reaches the
the Land of Dawn and Team Cartoon versus Team Step Bros. Both teams draft with finalist, and they're coming in as well. Let's see which team gets the victory and proceeds to the next phases. Anyway, let's go. Right now, everybody's going into their respective lane, just trying to get their jungles and everything. And let's see. Okay, Chowie is the XP lane. I don't really prefer it that much, but at the same time, pushing him to the XP lane means that if you're going tank, you'll be able to get your items faster. But anyways, looking into the map. We're seeing the Hylos is trying to provide as much vision as well. And okay, top lane, bot lane, mid lane, everything is quite peaceful. It makes sense. It's still early game, and both of these teams, they're paying respect to each other. They know that perhaps trying to contest when you don't have the power spike might be a little bit of a suicide, and you don't want that to be happening. And because of that, we're seeing a respectful and peaceful game on our hands. But anyways, proceeding with the game. I think we'll just not see anything much for some time, in my own honest opinion. But oh, I might be wrong, because look at Carmilla. He's getting poked very badly. And she becomes the first contender, but Hylos will immediately get punished for that over that engage. And oh, Vexana, you are next into that not chopping block, that wave block, because the Eve's kill was able to take her down 1 for 2 right into under 2 minutes. That is impressive to say the least. Chao taking the rotation from bot lane to top lane just for the kill. It's a good decision, especially considering the fact that it's still early game, and was able to give out Eve. No, he got the kill, right? Yep, he got the kill. So he'll be a little ahead of Eve. Look at him. He even has he's not ahead of Eve quite yet. And okay, he's level 4 now, and so is the Eve. But anyways, into the map we go and everything. The turtle is up. Let's see who contests it and who gets it first. But alright, Beatrix, you better watch out. You better be careful, because oh my god, complete outplay of Blast. Blast making that outplay to Yo, trying to find the comfortable position. Yo, but okay, Chao, he might be the one first falling. But Vexana, what is that positioning? You need a little bit of a backup from your teammates, because you are getting out cornered immediately. But they do secure a kill into that Eve, as well as Ilu on that Hylos. The Ling is coming in as well, but Ling, are you sure about it? Because he definitely is. He gets the kill, but Beatrix has joined in the fight. He'll be getting the kill as well. 64 score, and only seconds in. Looks like the teams are not peaceful anymore, as they're looking very strong. The Granger, noticing that Beatrix is on the turtle lane, is trying to get a little bit of gold out of that a little bit of mileage out of that turret. But at the same time, Beatrix gets 2 kills, so that is a win-win for this marksman. I do hope the Vexana can find a little bit more comfortable position, because it looked like she was a little uncomfortable. But anyways, okay, you better watch out, Eve, because that is a really weird position to be in, and she gets immediately punished as well. Right now, looking into the map, 11k gold, not much gold difference just yet, because it's still early game. But Ling and Chao, they're sneaky, eh? So Yo, you better know that. You better watch out. But Carmilla, you should have watched out herself as well. Suyo is gonna get picked. He might get taken down here. And absolutely, a great effort. Looks like, oh, Ling uses the Tempest of Blade. Will not be able to just get taken down just yet. But there's the Deadly Grasp. Eve, you better switch the form and get out of the situation. Uses the Flicker. But there is the Glorious Pathway and good amount of zoning out. Anyways, we are only 4 minutes into the game. Nothing much just quite yet. We have to see. Let's see what happens. Right now. Top lane. Quite a lot of poking happening. But better be a little bit more careful. Bottom lane. Nothing much just yet. To both of the teams. They're in a little bit of a cooldown period. But okay, I do see a good setup being made on top lane. Better watch out, Carmilla, because you're gonna be really zoned out badly. Okay, lot of damage coming in. Granger did not find a comfortable position. Doesn't use the retribution. And Fredo, are you back with us?
Fredo is back here and looking at the game already. Okay, now looking at that first turtle. I mean, it is the first, no, it's the second turtle actually. It will be taken away already by the Ling. The Ling going in. Use that evidence there to use. Yes, not be used. It is finally being used and connecting on to the enemy. They will be getting taken down on the other side of the map though. Look at the Hylos zoning out the enemy completely and chasing out the Gatotkacha. Sorry, the Vexana away from the situation. But look at that Granger being taken down there. Was it the Renner's apathy?
Yep,
Oh,
there's
real
that
combination coming in and Jit Kundo. But Beatrix flickers away to safety. But the first turret will be going down or not. Okay, there is the cursed blast being used there just to save that first turret. And okay, the game is standing on a very, very tight edge, I should say, because the farm difference, even though it's around more than 1k, the game can still go both ways. And yeah, the kill score as well is very, very even, but the map control as well pretty even, I would say.
Definitely, Fredo. And while we were out, both of the teams played really peaceful for first 3 minutes, and onto the turtle fight, both teams just went all out. And look at the mid lane.
And they are trying to push down the mid lane. I mean, looking at the HP already, it's so obvious that they have tried so many times to crack it open, but it was not enough. The tower still has a lot of HP. They can still go for it if they want. Okay, so you're able to get cursed blast. Cursed blood collecting onto 3 members, and with that, the Granger will be taken down already. The Hylos might be the next one. Revitalize used, but there will be no escape. But because the Soul Saber will be taking him down, and the Chow trying to recall, and he will be able to do so. And now it will be the team. I don't really know about the blue side. It will be the one who will be going for the
Yep, it's Cartoon on the blue side and Step Rose on the red side. I'm really liking the amount of aggression this has. Just look at that. He's solo fighting that Link, but oh, better be watch out.
good use of the Tempest of Blades there to get away, but oh my god, he's stuck. He's stuck. The Step Bro is stuck. Okay, manages to escape. Barely 1 HP. And now, the Suyo will be the one getting stuck in the real operation. He will be the one going down instead. And now the Hylos still goes in. Okay, he tries to go back now, of course. And it will be an easy turtle right now for Step Bros. That was very lucky of Ling, I should say.
Yep. Step Bros Link got stuck. That is a very interesting thing to say. But anyways, mid lane, bone of contention. Let's see if they're gonna be able to take it. Yep, they definitely do. Carmilla! He's taken down so badly, but oh, that is such a good Curse of Blood. But sadly, they didn't have the follow-up. But anyways, 11-9 score, a goal lead of 2k. One thing I'd like to mention that Ling has been invading Suyu really badly, like right from the level 4. But oh, Beatrix though. This Beatrix has been playing really impressive. She has been like rotating her lane non-stop. That's the reason she got 5 kills.
And it's very, very clear that, you know, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What was that reflex? What was, oh my, what? What was that? The Ling, was he trying to scare the Granger or something? I was not really sure why he was using the Tempest of Blades there.
I'm not sure if Ling was. Look at Granger. I feel like he's starting something. He's like. He's like.
Are you trying to kill me?
मेरे को heart attack देना चाहता
है. I mean, we already saw in that first match already. I mean, the Xavier using the Dawning Light when the Ling was really low. And now in this match, the Ling using the Tempest of Blade when the Granger is really low. Oh my god, look at that though. This time around, the Curse of Blood did not really connect well enough. The Ling will be able to secure a kill onto the Beatrix. Will be able to take down 2 members already. Will be taking down a third as well. Will be looking for a Maniac. He does have enough HP to do so, and the kind of getting taken down. But the Suyo will be taking down the Ling as well, and the Suyo up against the 2 enemy backliners, the damage dealers. I definitely feel like he'll make a good comeback, but look at the Rhapsody. He's able to deal a lot of damage right now. The Granger might be able to take him down, but okay. The Suyo dashes away to safety. And with that, first Lord of the match is already up, and Step Bros will be looking to take something out of it.
It is kind of an upset for them, obviously. Their Beatrix just got shut down, and that has shifted a little bit of goal lead to the side of the despite them having a more expert hill into the scoreboard. Other than that, I feel like Beatrix could probably get something of a defense, like Wind of Nature, because Ling is going to be really important for them. They don't really have an exact counter for the Ling. They only have their crowd control in the form of Vexana and Extinction, the one who's playing the, what was the name again? Edith, yep. And because of that, you really need to watch out. And Beatrix does get the Malefic done quite early on. Not early on, it's 10 minutes, but still. Okay, Carmilla, better watch out.
Oh, look at that. Wave Dragon connected onto the Beatrix, but you will be able to survive somehow. And with that, Renner's apathy being used already as well. But look at the Primal Blast coming in from the E. They're dealing a lot of damage, but he might be getting taken down there. The Death Sonatas are dealing a lot of damage, and with that, Ling will be able to secure a kill. And it's a double kill for the Ling. It's a triple now, and will he be looking for another Maniac this time around? He is able to do so, without losing his own life. But he will be prioritizing the objective, and he'll be going for the Lord.
Beatrix is so down, but at the same time, this is a level 15 Ling we're talking about. All that invading to Suyo really paid off, because Ling is so much ahead of the Suyo right now. Oh, Granger! Should have watched it a little bit, but yep, they secured a Lord. I like the scoreboard though, 16 to 16, but the goal lead is slightly shifting towards the hands of Team Step Bro.
Yep, it's slightly shifting towards Step Bros. I mean, it was 2k, now it's 3k, so the pressure is definitely building up, and the Ling is doing a phenomenal job right now. They don't really have any direct counters for this Ling, so it all depends up to how you're able to position yourself. If you position yourself too deep, then of course there will be a lot more advantage, because the Ling has to dive in way deeper to get those kills. And with that, Lord marching down the mid lane, they will be trying to crack open the inhibitors, but I don't think it will be enough for them to do so. The Beatrix already using the Fennec to deal a lot of damage. Real World Manipulation setting in at the right time, but zoning out the enemies will not be enough to take the Lord, because there are no minions. I mean, to take the inhibitors, but the Chow might get caught there with the Earth Shatter. A lot of damage being placed already. Look at the damage onto the Hylos. The Hylos barely able to manage to survive using the Revitalize, but the Rhapsody is connecting and dealing a lot of damage. Ling finally just has to dive in with the Pinch Poise. Now he can decide to go in for more, but he decides to back off. The damage coming in from the Suyu is also something to be talked about. And with that, they won't be able to get anything. But look at the Chow with the Flicker Wave Dragon, but he will be getting taken down instead. That was a very good try, but of course the consolation kill will be secured there by the Granger as well onto the Carmilla.
The damage from the Eve is also something to be concerned for this Beatrix, because every time Beatrix tries to, close the gap, this Eve, the damage from the, okay, look at so much damage.
Yep, so much damage from the RWM, and with that they won't be able to, oh my god, the Queller though. The Queller also almost taking down the Granger. The Granger, looking at his stacks right now, he's already on 576. That's a good amount of stacks, at least considering it's 30 minutes into the game. And with that, I think the Suyo should be having the Sky Piercer, because if he had that, he would have been able to take down the Granger there, But of course, he needs to prioritize the utility as well, so he's building a Sea Halberd and a Rose Gold instead. And what is he going for an Endless here? I don't really think the Endless is good on the Suyo.
Yep, I don't think it's good at all. He could have gone in, if he wants a little bit of damage and defense, he can go for the Queen's Wings, and if he just wants damage, he can easily go for Sky Piercer, because you already had 6 kills into the early game. I didn't really understand why he didn't prioritize it, but okay, no issues for them just yet. Because I feel like, just like you mentioned, if he had the Sky Piercer, even 10 stacks, he would have gotten the kill on Granger.
Yep. And that was really close, but he was not really able to take the kill. And this might be, something that he'll be thinking over after this game ends. But of course, that is for the future to be said. And now they are looking for the Lord. Team Step Bros can comfortably take the Lord without any contest, because the enemy team is not really in a position to do so. They have only 2 towers on the map. It was looking pretty even when I just came in, but now it's definitely Step Bros who have taken all the tempo into their hands. And with this Lord, they'll be looking to end the game. Only the mid inhibitor standing.
Exactly. Look at the Hylos playing so aggressive. Probably just wants to bait out all the skills, because look at that, Carmilla forced to use her ult, but she will get taken down. 4 people standing. The Lord isn't coming just yet, so they're safe. I feel like Carmilla would be back by then, so yeah, they are a little bit in a safe position. But oh, Chow! I mean, this is what we're talking about. If Suyo had the Sky Piercer, I feel like the Chow was a goner.
Yeah, literally. Suyo should be picking. Oh my god, Earth Shatter onto I don't know who. And with that, look at that, Revitalize being used as well. But oh my god! Oh my god, what was that? I did not really understand the damage. Where did it come from there? but that was so much. And now the Beatrix really had to switch the guns, and with that, it's a shutdown secured there by the Beatrix. The Beatrix doing a perfect job with that Bennett and making the perfect use of it and able to secure the kill there. I mean, I think the Ling was actually not really ready for the damage, you know. He did not expect that much damage. But in the late game, we all know Beatrix with the Renner Renner and the Bennett is something that you really need to watch out for. But for now, it feels like, okay, Immortality already bought there. But will he be able to survive? No, he will not be able to survive because the Beatrix is there. And look at the Wind of Nature at the right time, and Beatrix will be the one taking a double kill out of that fight. Oh my god, this Beatrix is literally carrying right now.
Damn Hylos. He was also looking for the target. But I mean, yeah, this is what we are talking about. I really want Suyu to buy a Sky PC because I feel like he could have taken down Granger a little bit more faster if he had that. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, yeah, Suyu with the Soul Saver, it really works well. I don't support the Endless Battle at all. I don't like that item. I don't think it synergizes. I feel like the Queen Swings is much better if you want Spellvamp as well as some damage reduction, right? You'll be able to make those 1 HP plays with that, but I'm not sure how Endless Battle is contributing. Even a Despair would be much better if you just want damage. I feel like I feel like he needs to look into a little bit more into the build section, but anyways. Other than that, okay, Chao does have the Thunder Belt. Okay, Granger has 600 stacks, only 14 stacks on the stack list though. I want to see the stacks of Chao actually. How many stacks does he have on the Thunder Belt? Okay, only 12 stacks.
Oh my god, that's really low.
Yep, very low. Okay, engage.
Wave Dragon. Wave Dragon being used. Here, Woman Blazon. Curse of Blood does not really connect onto anybody. The Revitalize has been popped off as well. Temperature Blades being used as well. So many skills being used out, not to, you know, only for taking down the Carmilla, but the Beatrix, I mean, sorry, it almost takes down the Ling. The Ling barely able to manage, you know, surviving there. But of course, that must be enough because now they need to take down this mid lane and they will be able to do so, I feel like. And yeah, they do. They will be able to take down the mid lane and they are going in for more. But oh my god, the damage from this Beatrix. They are really underestimating Beatrix damage right now. Beatrix is one of those scariest late game marksmen. I mean, if you're an assassin user in the late game, Beatrix is one of those heroes you don't really want to go and kill by yourself. You need crowd control.
Yeah. You cannot fight a Beatrix 1 versus 1 with an assassin, never. Like, she has a lot of burst potential and a lot of damage, and I really like the fact that Beatrix swapped out her Wind of Nature because obviously it's on cooldown and have it on the wind, you know, immortality. Good decision. But anyways, oh, how about the Winter Crown? Really wants to dodge all those ult, and you know, in that engage that we saw in the mid lane, let me tell you, Fredo, every one of them used up their ult. Like 5 versus 5, nobody had ult. Like everybody's green dots just disappeared. That is crazy. But somehow nobody died until Chao got taken down by the Beatrix's barrage. But anyways, this is a Luminous Lord marching down under the mid lane. A 19-minute one, so it's higher in HP. Let's see if they can defend. They do have the Beatrix, but the pressure is going to be coming soon. Just look at that.
Yep, RWN steps in along with the Temperature Blade will be coming in behind. Edith is the one knocked up and he will be able to going down. And with that, Beatrix still dealing a lot of damage. Will get taken down by the Chao. And everyone's HP is low, but there's nobody to defend it. And now if this Suyu had the Sky Piercer, we could have seen some miracle happen. But we won't be seeing that because he had the Endless Battle, and the Endless Battle will be ending his battle right here.
Good wordplay. I also like the fact that at the end, everybody was dying in a circle. Like everybody was around the base. Their dead bodies lined up like a perfect circle. But anyways, 24-24 score. It just speaks the volume that the game was very even in terms of the kills. But obviously, the map control completely went into the hands of Cerberus as they kept on securing more lords to take, as well as the fact that a little bit of lacking itemization, as well as I feel like Vengeance was not good. I feel like Carmilla should have gone for a flicker to escape, as well as perhaps make a surprise play. So a little bit of micro lacking into the hands of King Carton. Hopefully they can improve. Really good effort coming in from Beatrix. Right from the early game, she has been rotating top to bottom, trying to secure the kills, trying to gain the advantage. So good work right there. But obviously Team Step Bros They have a lot of experience and they were able to capitalize on the weaknesses that the team Cartoon had, and they'll be securing this victory. Despite the score telling you this was an even game, Step Bros had the better map control.
Definitely. Better map control, better at everything, but of course, even in the 24 kills that have been taken by them, not even a single kill going into the hands of the Eve. Really unfortunate, just like the last game, Xavier. But of course, this is the last match of the day on JOYTIME Cup. We'll be coming back with more matches tomorrow, and hopefully those people, if you are participants of the tournament, I hope you are watching this. If you're watching this, please make it in time, because every day we're seeing at least one team getting disqualified. So of course, we don't want to see you guys getting disqualified for no reason. Please make it in time. And with that, JOYTIME Cup tournament will be back tomorrow with more matches, more exciting matches, more fun. The commentary will be done here by Fredo and Ray. So Ray, do you have anything else to say?
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, take care. It's the cold weather. Make sure you don't get sickness so you can keep on tuning in and watching the stream. Stay healthy and good night from us. But obviously, it's still early on. Have a good evening, ladies and gentlemen.